Hello, I'm Jerry Ford, the beer review guy. Got my last beer that Terry sent me. This is the Kentucky, another Kentucky version here. This is from the Lexington Brewing Company. It's bottled by Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company. This is the 8% ABV coffee barrel stout. Aged in bourbon. Did I say bourbon? Bourbon barrels. Aged in bourbon barrels. So this is like I mentioned in the other videos, probably going to be a bitter bomb. Coffee, real coffee bitterness, a lot of deep roastiness. It says stout brewed with Haitian coffee, aged in oak bourbon barrels over whole coffee beans. But sometimes those, the roastiness and the coffee taste and the bitterness, they taste, really good. And this has been a really good quality, brewery. The beers coming out of there so far that Terry sent me have been really good quality beers. So it says the hops are East Kent Goldings. Tasting notes are coffee, roasted malt, oak, and toffee. All right, with that toffee, maybe there's a little bit of, maybe a light sweetness in there. It's really hard sometimes to get that out of it, but okay. I think that's about it for the info. Here's the cap. It's kind of a darker gray kind of color to it with the black horse. I let this set out about 45 minutes, maybe a little bit more than that. Got a little smoke out of there. I don't know if y'all were able to see that from there or not. I don't think it's still coming out. Oh, wow. Smells good. Has a roasty aroma. I doubt there's anything in the bottom of it. Doesn't look like it. All right, so we got about a finger of head, a light mocha kind of color to it. It's a little frothy. Kind of has a kind of a root beer kind of foam to it. It's pretty dark. Yeah, it's pretty dark. There's hardly any light getting through this one. Up to the top there's a little bit, but that's about it. Yeah, you're getting some nice coffee aroma. Some roasted malts. Maybe a little bit of a dark toffee kind of aroma mixed in there. That's about all I'm getting. So let's see what it's like. Wow. Okay. Man, that's smooth. That is a smooth stout. So getting some coffee, getting some roasted, coffee on the back end, the roasted malts, some bitterness as I just kind of let it linger there on my palate. But it's not hugely bitter. Surprisingly, I thought this thing was going to be really bitter. But this is really, really good. It does even have a light sweetness to it, surprisingly enough. A little bit of like a toffee. full body, light carbonation. That 8%, getting at a little bit, not very much. It's just a smooth stout. And I mean, I could say I'm surprised, but in a way I'm not. I mean, because they've just have this brewery's got some really good quality beers. I've been really impressed with their stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice, pleasant, slow occurring kind of bitterness on the back end there. And I mean, even when you get to that point, there's still just a light toffee sweetness that is mingling in there with the bitterness. It's really good. Really good one. Okay. It aged in bourbon barrels, is it obvious? Yeah, I mean, there is that hint of, of the evidence that it was aged in bourbon barrels. A very light, roasty, kind of woody, not burnt, just a light roastiness, like it is in a charred type, wood kind of environment. You know what I'm talking about? But it's just not, that. It's just not that burnt. It's not that roastiness. It's got a nice light roastiness. The bourbon part, it's there a little bit, but the roastiness is pretty big in this, so it kind of hides any kind of any kind of evidence that they had used it for bourbon before they used it for beer, in other words. So yeah, very good. So there you go. Check these out. If you get an opportunity, if they sell these in your area, or if you can have them sent to you. Some states they'll allow beer to be sent in. Mine is a little bit picky about that kind of stuff, so it's a little bit more difficult for me. But Terry was kind enough to send me 9 of these, not all this, but a lot of them were these Lexington Brewing Company ones. So I got a good opportunity to try them. I've had a couple in the past that I really liked that another reviewer channel had sent me a while. It's been a couple, 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, yeah, there you go. Check them out if you can get it. Check them out. All right, thanks Terry again for sending me these. It's my last one. All right, and I thank y'all for watching. I appreciate that, and we will see you all on the next one. All right, bye.